Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Marvel, and I want to welcome you to a special show, Your $1 Billion Body. And today, I'm not going to be alone. I will be having as a special guest your one and only, our in-house doctor, Dr. Dolly. Now, today's show promises to be very exciting. So please, wherever you're watching from, you want to say to your friends, your family members, and the people that you're inviting to the show that the show has just started. The show has just started. Now, this show is proudly sponsored by Salad Master. Salad Master, I want to say thank you for bringing health and nutrition to people around the world and for showing us how to have better alternatives in the way we eat and the way we cook our foods. So thank you very much, Salad Master. We're reaching you live from our Victoria Island office. So wherever you're watching from, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Now, today's topic, Dr. Dolly is going to be shedding light on ovarian cancer. She's going to be talking about prostate cancer. She's also going to be talking about infertility in both male and female. And definitely, she's going to be talking on breast cancer. Now, I know these are topics that probably we actually are concerned about on a day-to-day basis. And that's why Salad Master is sponsoring this show for us to have better information on how we can fight, prevent these conditions. So if you have anyone who is interested in these topics, please send them a link. Don't forget to share this link to your friends and family members so that they can connect live. And also, you can ask all your questions on the show. So again, I want to say thank you very much. And without wasting time, we're going to have Dr. Dolly shortly. We'll be taking all our questions. But before that, we'll go on a quick break. And we will be right back with Dr. Dolly and Your $1 Billion Body Show. See you. Okay, so thank you very much for staying tuned. We want to say welcome back to the show. And like I mentioned, we are going to have a special doctor, Dr. Dolly, and she's right here with me. Dr. Dolly, how are you today?
I'm great
You
today.
look amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know most people have been on the 30 Days Challenge program,
That's right.
and it's been exciting the feedback we're getting already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so today we're majoring on some very important topics.
Yes.
So you want to share with us? I've already mentioned, but just share with us also what we're doing today for us.
Hello, welcome to your $1 Billion Body Show by Dr. Dolly. With me here is the ever eloquent Marvel in the studio.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So now we're going to go straight into what we have today. We have a whole lot of things. I don't know whether we can cover, but whatever happens tomorrow, we pick up from where we stopped today. Now we're going to look at breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and prostate cancer. You might wonder why we clumped it all together. Actually, they have a link. They have a link. So we're going to see that and then take as much as we have to take. But first off, I need to broadly define all of them and then pick them one after the other. Then tomorrow, we'll continue from where we left off. So today, most of you will be wondering, cancer, what is it all about? What is cancerous growth in the body? Yeah. we have so many growths in the body. Some of them are benign and some are cancerous. The ones we call benign growths are the ones that they are abnormal, but they don't really cause any harm to the body. They just grow and stay there. Some of them might expand, or others might still retain the size and then just end it up there. Nothing sinister happens to the body with a benign growth. But happens is that the growth is overwhelming. It's not growth actually occurs on the body daily, but it is controlled. Now, this growth of cancer is overwhelmed. It overwhelms the body. It cannot be controlled. It starts growing and growing at a very rapid speed. And before you know it, it encroaches on some other organs and starts eating up on them, causing pressure symptoms and a whole lot of things. So the concern we have today about cancer it is very, very, very dangerous. Now, what is the link between breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and prostate cancer? There's a gene in the body. Okay, gene. I avoid getting technical because I want to carry my viewers along. But let's briefly talk about genes. Gene, we have every human being has 46 chromosomes. You inherited half from the mother and half from your dad. That's the way it is. And every cell has them. Now, inside these chromosomes, we have what we call the DNAs. And in this DNA, inside the DNA, the building blocks of DNA is what we call the genes. And these genes, when you carry them, it is what gives you your physical appearance. I am light-skinned, Marvel is dark-skinned. It's because of the genes we carry. He's tall, I am shorter, not short.
You're going tall soon.
Yeah, so now that is all interpretation of my genes. Now, this is phenotypically the ones you can see. The ones you cannot see also manifest in the body. That's why some people are like extroverts, others are introverted. It's all about your genes. Now, also, medically, genes are important to us. Why? Because it can also tell you the diseases, or it can manifest the diseases you can suffer and the ones you are even immune to, according to the genes. Now, there are very important genes that we have flagged several times in ovarian cancer, breast cancer, and prostate. They are what we call BRCA1 and BRCA2. So we call them BRCA1, BRCA2 in medicine. And you can actually locate these. If you go to the lab and you can isolate a DNA, you go to what we call 17q. Is a location. It is karyotyped like that. You just go there and find this gene. Now, when you get there, you see whether this gene, is it mutated? Some people, some things happen in vitro. In vitro means when your mother is carrying you, maybe there are some things she took or some activities. Maybe she went for something like X-ray and exposed the young fetus to some rays. And now that can mutate some of the genes. Or there are some other things people do innocently that can. Some also can be mutated just naturally. It is just come out and is mutated. You cannot explain why this gene is mutated. Now, BRCA1 and BRCA2, they are tumor suppressors. So I have it and he has it. And when you have it in your body, what it does is that there are some things you put in your body every day, like when we talk about what you use in cooking your food, those elements, when they accumulate in your body, some like metal, iron, when they accumulate over time, they give rise to a whole lot of things, including tumors, benign and cancerous alike. Now, if you have these tumor suppressors called BRCA1 and 2, what it does is it suppresses the growth of these tumors. It does suppress it. Now, when it's mutated, that's when there's a problem. There's no gene mutation in you. And that's why when you eat some foods like other people, you are prone more to cancer than they are. When you undergo certain experiences maybe you just went for chest X-ray once, and your cells starts mutating in the cancerous form. But you have some number of people who have gone for X-rays countless numbers of times, and nothing happens to them. It just boils down to possession of this gene. And if you possess it, is it mutated? If it's mutated, instead of now suppressing tumors, it can actually help them grow.
Wow.
Yes. So now, most breast and ovarian cancer is sporadic. Sporadic means it can just pick on anybody and can start developing in that person. But approximately 5% are due to germline mutation, like I said, of this BRCA1 and BRCA2. Both of these genes, like I mentioned before, function mainly as tumor suppressors. So now, when you don't have anything suppressing the tumor in you, you are now like 70%, 70 to 80% prone to developing it. Yes. Now, let me tell you what carrying a BRCA1 mutated gene causes. Carrying it confers a lifetime risk of developing breast cancer, up to 70 to 80%, and ovarian cancer of 30%. And this gene also, anybody who actually has it, like in men now, they possess moderate lifetime risk of developing male breast cancer. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is basically the differentiating factor.
Okay.
Now, you can't know the kind of gene you carry. You can't know whether your genes are already mutated. So it is better to prevent it. Like I said, it's sporadic. It might not occur in germlines. It might not happen to you because your father had it. It can just sporadically happen to you. So you don't know. So now, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So now, if you go now consciously avoiding the things that will predispose you to cancer, you safeguard yourself a whole lot of heartache in the future. Yes.
Okay, amazing. Now, Dr. Dolly, I just want to say thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt because you were saying some very important things that probably our viewers would be asking questions around. Now, you spoke about tumors.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, I know tumors are like small growths, right?
Yes.
Growths. Outgrowths, right?
Yes.
Now, what causes tumors? Are there particular things that probably cause tumors to grow? Because someone might want to know why would something just grow out of my body?
Yeah.
So what causes those things?
A whole lot of things can cause tumors. Let's start first of all with infections. You can have infection, and as it's trying to go, it will heal with some kind of bulle on the skin. That bulle hardens and it wouldn't go down. Over time, you notice that it's still there and it's forming something solid. It can happen. Some also can happen due to trauma, especially in women. We have the one that you have in breast cancer in women who actually do contact sports. There's a force that the ball will use to hit a female on the chest. It forms a lump. From there, anything can happen. Most of them, I can say at this point, dissolves over time. But some solidify, and if that person now has this mutated gene, it can just trigger off cancerous growth.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So the tumors can actually turn to cancer.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Benign tumors can actually turn to cancer. Now, another way in which tumors can develop in the body is medications, chemotherapy, and also, last but not the least, like I said, is sporadic. Sporadic means unexplainable. It just picks a person and starts happening to you. Maybe because your mom has been exposed to certain factors while pregnant that nobody knows about, or she can't even remember. Another one is that maybe you inherited it, maybe not directly from your direct parents, but from great grandparents. Or you might have it in third, fourth generation that remained recessive in the next 2 or 3 generations, and then comes in your own and becomes dominant. So now, when you are armed with this kind of knowledge and information, you are better armed in protecting yourself, in taking care of yourself, because just mere living and inhaling air can cause cancer.
Wow.
But when you know that and you now take precautionary measures to stop it, you never know. No, they will not give birth to anybody and they'll subject your genes to karyotyping. Nobody does that unless there's a problem. So you don't know who carries the mutated gene or not. So the earlier we stick it into people's head, it's sporadic. It might not, just because your mom and dad or grandparents don't have it, don't mean you can't come down with it. But if you have been methodically living a healthy lifestyle, that decreases your chances further. Because who knows, you might not be carrying a tumor suppressing gene in you. So now you consciously try and suppress as much as you can.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, another thing that probably will come to mind is you just talked about food. Some people eat some certain foods and some certain things, and the way, not just the food that they eat, but the way the food is prepared.
That's it.
So, does that have an effect as well?
Oh, huge, yes.
Yeah, maybe you want to explain how that probably can affect or lead to cancer at the end of the day.
Okay. First off, I want to put it out there. There's no food is good and no food is bad. It depends on how it was prepared, how you consume it, the quantity you consume. That's how food becomes poison for you. Otherwise, if those foods were eaten in the right time, the right measure, and prepared in the right way, I believe every food is good. Now, let's go to how food can actually be your poison, because I think we've treated this extensively on this show.
Just maybe someone who can see that.
Of course, we're going to go into detail for the person. Now, we have every kind of food we eat except the fruits that are raw and some salads that are raw. They're all processed. Once you boil anything, steam anything, it's all processed food. Now, depending on the degree of processing, the more processed a food is, the more harmful it is to the whole system. Now, ultra processed foods like all the food made with white flour, all the pizzas we know, the hot dogs, the processed meats like sausages. It's hard to say, but I love sausages, but that's the hard fact. That's the hard fact about it. It is processed. All the bacons we love for breakfast, all of that, they're already processed with their own ingredients that are fillers. Most food manufacturers, because of their search to get gain for whatever they won't mind sinking anybody's health in a blink of an eye just to make it in the business. Those are the food manufacturers with the worst intentions. Those with the best of intentions can't even guarantee. There are so many chemicals contained in there that are cancerous, and they know it, and they put it there just because it makes it taste better, just because it makes you want to have more, and just because it just fills it up. It has no nutritional value whatever. So that's why people are hampering on processed food. It's not that we don't like it or we hate people who manufacture. No, nothing like that. But it actually poses a real danger to health. It's a real danger. Let's talk about the cube seasonings that basically Africans use to cook. Okay. If you have watched any food show coming from overseas, Europe, America, and even India, you will notice that they don't use seasoned cubes for cooking. No. There are certain things it contains that are actually cancerous. Actually cancerous. It was made, you can't have it, you can't buy it abroad. I know people who live abroad and they order it here so that you can send it to them. So that brings to mind the question, why don't they have it? So that is why this cooking system, Salad Master, is very, very important. Not only that, all kind of processed food, and then food made of flour. And then also, it is also researched, and the research is still ongoing, that actually some tumors thrive in the presence of sugar, white refined sugars. They thrive on it. So when we are hampering on eating real food, eating raw food, eating good food, prepared in the most hygienic and with very good materials is not a joke, because it has sunk so many people's health. Go to anybody who you know that has cancer. They love, it's not all of them though, but most have affiliation now or this love for junk foods. That's always the thing. Oh, Dr.
You are what you eat, Dr. Dolly.
That is it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is.
And like what they say, not to take that out of your mouth, because I know you're just going to say it. Every time you eat, you're either eating to feed disease
Or you're
to fight disease.
it.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
And it's very important, because I've seen the Salad Master presentation. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very important how they cook. That's why probably the people who are on the 30 days challenge program right now can actually begin to see amazing results.
Oh my God.
I know Mr. Tony Bello. Yeah, is on that 30 days challenge.
That's right.
And a couple of days ago, he was having a short meeting, and the first thing the people said, that's just by seeing him, they said, you look fresher.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So that shows. Yeah, just imagine if it shows on the outside, what's going on the inside. Amazing.
That's
So
it.
if you haven't seen the Salad Master presentation and some of the things Dr. Dolly has talked about, cooking the food the best way without using cheap seasonings and all of that, but still achieve the same flavor, taste, and nutrition, then you probably can put a comment in and book yourself a free presentation, by the way. And this month we're doing a free presentation to everyone who actually would put a comment in. Yeah. So Dr. Dolly, before you go on, yeah, you actually said something really important. Yeah, I just noted it down. You talked about BRCA.
Yes.
Yeah, BRCA. You see, these are your terms. Can you bring it down a bit? When you say BRCA, I was wondering. What I know Barcelona, right?
Oh my God.
I was kind of confused. So BRCA, what does that mean? What's that? And how can you know if you have these BRCA1, BRCA2?
Everybody has it.
Okay.
Actually, is a gene in the body contained inside the chromosome. It is a gene put there by the manufacturer of the body to suppress tumors wherever it comes from. It is like a watchdog going all over the body, watching out for tumor and causing agents and then suppressing the growth. Now, for some reasons, both explainable and non-explainable, some people's own come mutated. Now, when it comes mutated, that's when there's a problem. Now, all the tumor-causing stuff that we expose ourselves to cannot be suppressed. Because if we don't have this kind of suppressors in us, everybody will be tumors will be as common as water. Yes. But because nature, in its kindness and mercy, decided to inject that in us. Those are fact checkers. Before you pass through the body, they want to know what is it, what do you bring to the table. Oh, you got tumor, we don't want you here. That is suppressed. But it's only when it's just like having low immunity. You don't get to appreciate the amount of diseases that come to meet you every day. But because you have a competent immunity, your body combats it without even looking out. Without even walking out, looking as if you did anything, you would know. Now, I've happened to nurse several HIV patients. If you sneeze anywhere around them, they're coming down with common cold. If anybody passes them with any kind of infection, they are catching it. But you are also in the same environment with them. But why are you not coming down with it? Why? The simple explanation is that because your immunity is more competent than theirs. So they're like open. They have a compound with an open gate. Anything passes. But the immunity and the tumor suppressors are the gatekeepers of your body. So when anything that is harmful to the body passes, they check it at that point. So when they deal with it, it doesn't even have time to come inside the house. So no havoc is wreaked. So you don't know. So those are BRCA1 and BRCA2 are basically tumor suppressors in the body.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. And don't forget, viewers, today we're dealing with cancers and infertility. Now, most of the information that Dr. Dolly is giving today, probably we won't be able to exhaust everything today. So we'll move some of it to tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Now, before I continue, I want to say thank you again for watching and joining us. Please send the link to so many people who definitely would be needing this information. And either they have these conditions or not, it's also very useful for them to be able to prevent this condition. Now, Dr. Dolly, I just want to ask something that you mentioned. You talked about male breast cancer.
That's right.
Wow.
That's
Now,
right.
not so many people know about male breast cancer. They know about breast cancer, which is probably more seen in the female.
That's right.
So, do you want to explain what male breast cancer looks like, in a medical term?
Okay. Male breast cancer, like he said, most people don't know it exists, but it actually does. It does exist, but in the quantity that is very minimal. But when it comes, it is males developing cancers in their breasts, just like females. And males' own are very aggressive. Why I mentioned it today is if a male happens to inherit or have the mutated BRCA1 gene or tumor suppressor 1 gene, he has how many percent? He has, let's say, 30 to 20% of developing breast cancer. And when they develop, it is very aggressive and very fast. Wow. Very fast, yes. And most males, because they don't like visiting the hospital, so by the time it is gotten, it is very, very rare. In all my practice of medicine and even in medical school, I've just seen one case of male breast cancer, and unfortunately the patient died.
Wow,
yeah,
that's sad.
He's really very aggressive in males, yes. So now, when we are talking about breast cancer, probably men will hear it and like, oh, has nothing to do with us. It has everything. It has everything to do, because male's own is very, very bad. And the problem is you don't know who will have it. You don't know which male comes out. Because if we do, there are some prophylactic measures we can give to, even if not completely stop it, but prolong it. But we don't know. So it is good for everybody to inherit a healthy lifestyle, make it part of you, make it your lifestyle, really. Really live that healthy lifestyle, exercising, eating good, and investing above all in your health.
Wow, fantastic.
Yes, we go about buying cars, buying houses with a neglected body. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. First off, the first thing, and that is even the way nature made it, you take care of this body first. First.
Your $1 billion body.
That is it. That's the survival of the fittest. Take care of this body, and then when you do take care of the body, then the excess, you now take care of the house. Actually, when you're healthy, you can actually live comfortably in the forest.
Absolutely.
And be good. But with a sick body, you can put it in any kind of bed, Fendi bed, Gucci bed. It's sick and it's sick.
Okay, yeah, amazing, yeah. Now, I know Dr. Dolly on this show today, because of a passion, she's actually mentioned some products. Now, we don't have any problem with any product, yeah. And most of the things that she said today is to actually help us, give us the right information so that we can then apply those information to our day-to-day activities and lives, Like they say, you are what you eat. Yeah. So, Dr. Dolly, what will happen is we are going to go on a quick break. We're going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to have the final part of today's session, if that's okay. Okay. Thank you very much, viewers. We're going to go on a quick break now. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, viewers. Thank you very much for staying tuned. And in the studio, I still have the very amazing, loaded with information, Dr. Dolly. Hi, Dr. Dolly. Thank you so much for coming to the studio today.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
and we've been having a wonderful time. I mean, today we're focusing on cancers and infertility. Now, today, of course, we're talking about cancer. So, prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the question somebody is asking is, um, why is prostate cancer the most common cancer in men after skin cancer?
Yeah.
That's the first question. And the follow-up question to that, someone is saying, how do you check? Like someone has got breast cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you check to know? Can you do a self-examination to know that you've got prostate enlargement or something? How do you know?
Okay, fine. First of all, in other words, let me paraphrase the question. The question is asking me the symptoms and signs a patient presents when you have prostate cancer. First of all, what we usually get, the complaint we usually get in the hospital is that I can't void. I feel pressed on going to the washroom to ease myself. I can't void, but I feel myself full
Mm.
and I want to pee and the pressure is mounting. It's usually an agony for them. Some of them are rushed in as emergencies. Yes. Or another one is that you have what we call urinary incontinence. It keeps dripping. It keeps dripping. You have no control over it because it keeps dripping. Basically, for men, it's more of a urinary symptoms. That's how they calm down. That's it. But most of it is I can't void, or even though I void, I feel that I'm not satisfied. I've not voided completely. Yes. So you have that urge, and when you have it, you come to the hospital. Or you can even feel there's you have a growth there, and you like, I want to find out. Most men even are now just screened routinely and you find it. Others whose fathers had it just come to check themselves. Do I have it? Am I a candidate? What am I supposed to do? So that's basically it. They have urinary symptoms, inability to void, and when some of them void, inability to completely void. That's
Okay.
that's
Wow.
it.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So, so how do you protect yourself against prostate cancer? That's a very good question because I know many people have suggested so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how do you protect yourself against prostate cancer?
Well, prostate cancer has been very, very controversial on how to, first of all, exercise, eat healthy. Now, to come into the controversy, it was said, a school of thought in medicine said that prostate cancers are more in celibate men, like the Reverend Fathers and all. Another school said no, more people who have prostate cancer are the ones who have maybe like more than one wife. So now the thing about it is that, does sexual intercourse have a role to play in development of prostate cancer
Wow, that's going to be another large topic.
on its own? So now that I can't be drawn into that because even science is still being debated on. So I really don't know whether to increase the sexual activity or to decrease it. Which one of it affects prostate more is a question for the debate.
Oh,
But now I don't know what to advise on that. But basically, once you are above the age of 40, you can be a candidate for prostate.
okay.
Some of them even have what we call benign prostates, hypertrophy. Now, BPH, that's what we call it. In this case, the process is just enlarged. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this show, you have two growths. You have the benign growth and you have the cancerous growth. Now, in the case of benign prostate, like I said, it's already benign. It's enlarged, but it's not giving you any symptoms. And it's not even cancerous. But people with BPH, that's benign prostate hypertrophy, are advised to go to the hospital for regular screens. Screen for that in the blood and know when it passes a certain level. Your doctor will put you through It's not what we will be saying on this show. They will tell you once your prostate factor passes a certain level, you know that this is tendering towards cancer, and there are drugs for that.
Okay.
Yeah, there are drugs for that.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic information that Dr. Dolly is giving today. Now, someone has sent a question in. He said you spoke about male breast cancer.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, in female breast cancer, the doctors probably would advise for self-examination.
That's right. That's right.
So, how would a man now do a self-examination? How would he check to know?
Well, I think for the men, it's easier to do a breast examination for the men because that place is usually flat. So now when you feel something protruding, it's even like very obvious. You look at yourself and like there's a growth here. Is more. But for females, there are a whole lot of mass and a whole lot of activities going on there. It's harder for us to find out that there's a growth going on than for the unless it's painful. And then for the males, if you have pain around your breast, around your nipple, that calls for concern. If there's no trauma involved, nothing hit you there, and you didn't walk into any glass doors or anything. If there's pain, that's a pointer. And the earlier you find out, the better. Go to the hospital and be checked out because, like I said, male breast cancers are very aggressive and very fast. Very fast. From stage 1, before you know it, it might just be a couple of months and you're already in stage 4.
Wow.
Yes. So it is better to be checked if you have any complaints, or a male is rare, but I think sometimes you can find a male discharging liquid or fluid from the nipple. Wow. Man, that's how do I put it? That should raise any eyebrow that something is not right.
Really
here.
alarming.
Yes.
Really alarming. Wow.
Yeah.
So does food play a major role in all of this? You know, cancerous growth, tumors. What role does food play?
A whole lot of role. Now, food plays a role in protecting against cancers, and it also plays a whole lot of role in predisposing you or opening you up for cancers to have a field day with your body. First off, fresh fruits, raw fruits, cucumbers, carrots, all of that should not be downplayed. The benefits are immense. Most of these fruits and vegetables, especially cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and all of that, they are actually anti-cancer. I know some people, although it's yet to be proven scientifically, that came to the hospital and said, I am basically feeding on salad after I was diagnosed of this particular cancer, and I am getting better. So that's it. Fruits go a whole lot of way. I know most men, they prefer binging on alcohol to food. No, especially for breakfast. It's good to break your fast with fruits. I'm not about to start naming this particular. Every kind of fruit has its protective properties. And WHO rightly said you need to have 6 servings of fruits every day. 6 servings. And another school of thought just further elucidated that if you have, in having that kind of fruit, you can have different types of fruits, 6 different types of food a day.
Wow.
Because all of them has medicinal effects and protection to confer on the body.
Wow, fantastic,
Yes.
fantastic. Now, someone watching right now is probably asking, we've talked about prostate cancer, breast cancer. Can we just say something later on of ovarian cancer?
Oh, yeah. Ovarian cancer usually runs in the same vein with breast cancer because it's actually the same gene mutations that causes them. Any woman who has breast cancer will be aggressively screened for ovarian cancer. Now, ovarian cancer is a very dangerous cancer. Why is that? Because ovaries are located in the pelvis, deep down in the pelvis. And when it is developing, nobody knows. It doesn't show you any overt sign until it becomes very sinister. You know that something is really going on here. I've witnessed 2 or 3. Before we could be able to diagnose it, the cancer has spread to surrounding organs like the spine and the all the surrounding tissues around. It was really very pathetic. Now, what we do, if there's a family history of breast cancer, we also screen for ovarian cancer. And how do we do that? We do what we call ovarian ultrasound screening. You go all out, just focusing on the ovaries, because you know that this poses a whole lot of risk. And then getting to the ovary and removing it. By the time you notice that ovarian cancer this woman has it, it's already spread to other surrounding structures. So that is why it is usually good to do, if you have any family history, or if you have abnormal vaginal discharge or pain, it is advised, even when I was in medical school, that if you have any pain from your umbilicus down to your thighs, if you have any pain there, run to your gynecologist, because ovarian cancer pain, initially they are dull pains. They're not sharp. So there's something you can actually endure. Now, in enduring it, you don't know that you're festering it, giving it time to fester, grow, and overwhelm the body. So when you see dull pains that are persistent over time, 2 months ago you felt it, 3 months is still there, it's time to pay your gynecologist a visit. Yes.
Wow. And some people actually also say some symptoms might be bloated stomach, or so every time someone has feel pains and have bloated stomach, swollen tummy, so you have to go and have a check.
That's right.
Have yourself checked. Okay. Wow. So thank you very much, everyone, for staying tuned. We had a wonderful time with Dr. Dolly. Dr. Dolly, I don't know if you have final words for us to wrap up today's session.
Oh yes, I do have final words. Today's final words is what? Eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. They are actually good for you and has a whole lot of cancer preventive properties.
Fantastic. Now tomorrow we're going to be talking more on infertility as well.
That's right.
We'll also have these topics on cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, like we've talked on today. But tomorrow we'll have more time to shed more light on it. So just in case you had someone who you invited and did not see the live show, they can join us tomorrow as well. I want to say thank you very much to Salad Master. Salad Master is the healthy cooking company that actually sponsors this show, Your Billion Dollar Body, and ensuring that each and every week, Dr. Dolly comes right into your home on your screens and shares health information with you. And if you do have any questions, please put your questions on. And if you want to speak to Dr. Dolly privately, you can let us know. And definitely Dr. Dolly will be reaching out to talk to you. Thank you very much, everyone, for staying tuned. We've had a wonderful time. Tomorrow is yet another time. Please keep a date with us tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And don't forget, if you haven't seen any of our free health presentations where you can eat healthily, like Dr. Dolly said, using no bad fats and oils and cooking your foods without using cube seasonings, then you have to let us know so we can schedule for you a free health and nutrition presentation. Those of you doing the 30 days challenge, send us a message so we know how you feel. Final words, Dr. Dolly?
Final words, like I said, for today, we want you to invest in your health.
Invest in your health.
Invest in your cookwares. Invest in your body.
Invest in
the food you eat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, doctors and dietitians say that what we eat and how our food is prepared can affect how we look, how we feel, and how long we live for. So make sure that you incorporate the best lifestyle into everything you do. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, 6:30. Have a great, fantastic day. Bye-bye.